Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we're finally back out on Lake Chickamauga. Fall colors are just beginning. Fish are in that full fall swing. So we're going out to do a day of topwater fishing. Come along, let's go catch them. So fall on the Tennessee River is a little bit different than other places. There's of course that fantastic topwater bite where those fish are pushing bait. We'll be throwing walking baits. I've got that laying on deck right now. But they also lower the water on the Tennessee River in the fall, and as a result, the grass comes to the surface and mats up. So there's actually a really good late season frog bite as well. So we've got both today. We'll be throwing walking baits, looking for those busting fish, but we're also going to do some straight up matted grass, heavy cover, frogging, and maybe even a little bit of flipping. I think it's gonna be a fun day on the water. Might take us a little bit of time to find them. We'll find out. Let's go fishing. He smashed that. That was awesome. Man, I love frogging. He crushed it. That's the way to start right there. I'm totally split. Chickamauga's funny. There's fish over here blowing up in the mat, and there's fish over here blowing up in the open water. And I'm trying to figure out which way to cast. All right, guys, it is about 1:45 right now. We came out at 1:30, so we've been out here a whopping 15 minutes. And I just got a phone call, and I forgot that I was supposed to meet somebody at my house. So I've got to jam home right now. We're gonna miss part of the afternoon, but I'm coming back out. So in just a second, we'll have lost a few hours, and it's either going to look like late afternoon or early evening, but we're still gonna catch them today. All right, it is now 4:15, and I have pulled back up to the exact same place. We are picking up where we left off. Round two. Sorry about that little break. Had to go take care of some things, but I'm glad we're back on the water. There were a bunch of fish here. I could see them blowing up. Hopefully we get another one, then we'll start running a pattern from here. Holy cow! Darn it. That was a little guy. Maybe 10 inches long. He was hooked up, but I hit him so hard he came flying and there was 10 feet of slack, so he came off. Oh, that's funny. grabbed it by the tails and pulled it down. Man, this late start, 3 or 4 missed opportunities, jumped off that one little one. All of a sudden it's evening time. But hopefully we get on a little flurry, catch some fish here at the end. I've been throwing this Spro and it's working. Caught that first fish on it, jumped that other one off on it, missed a bunch. It's getting bit. But they're missing more than I would like. They're in a funk. We're gonna try the little Kiara. It's just downsized. It's smaller, easier to get in their mouth. See if it makes a difference. I kid you not, that's the first cast. First cast after changing. They were on that Spro so good in the beginning. Bites just change. That's why I've got a bigger frog tied on. Then the Spro is like my standard, and then the KR is my finesse, my tiny frog. And I'm prepared to adapt between them. The biggest frog puts the most pressure on the mat. That medium frog is just my all-around little finesse guy when the going gets tough. We might be onto something. Well, they are not the biggest bass I've ever caught in this cove, but I'll take every one of them. Little downsized frog. Thank you, my friend. You're a twin to the others. Three in a row, all on that little Kiara. All right, light is fading quick, so I hate to quit fishing right now. There's still blow-ups going off, but I wanted to re-explain what I started to say before. You know, you can go out with one walking bait and one frog and you'll catch fish. But you can also adapt and take it to the next level. So I started mumbling about having different frogs tied on. I picked up that Kiara, started catching fish right away. So what I meant there, and I want to make sure I was clear, is that yes, you can just take your favorite frog. You can have a favorite, and there are lots of good frogs. So you can just go out and throw that thing, and some days they're eating it, some days they're not. Some days they're choking it, some days they're slapping at it. And you think that it's the frog bite. It's changing. Well, it is changing, but that doesn't mean you couldn't have caught them on that given day. So I had, well, actually I had 5 frogs total today, but I had this Spro, and I did not get one on that today, where those tails are kicking. I didn't catch them on that today. That was not their vibe today. They wanted that slower walking frog, and I started out with this snag proof, and I ended up cutting that one off, although I got 2 blow-ups on it, but I cut it off because I missed them. But the 3 main frogs, this was my biggest one. This is a Spro. It's that Poppin' 70. So it's got a lot of presence in the water. Look at it next to a Kiara. All right, drastically different sizes. So when I'm going along and that mat is really thick, you know, you're throwing on it and it doesn't even look like it's getting displaced by your frog. You know what I'm talking about. That heavy matted vegetation. That's where I'm gonna throw something like this 70 Or if it's really nasty, slimy, where you can't have a popping face, then I'll throw the king daddy, you know, big frogs, just to push on that mat and get those fish to come up through it. My day in and day out though, I throw those 65 size frogs, you know, the bullywah 2, the spro, the snag proof. So this is the one that I was getting my bites on most of the day, but I started noticing here in the evening, those fish batting at it. The situation changed. So I could chalk that up and say, oh, they're done eating a frog, they don't want it right now. Or I could adapt. And I went down to that little Jackal Kiara and just boom, 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 just stacked those fish up and frankly saved my day. I was off to a rough start. We got that one early, had to get off the water. Then I got a giant bite and missed it. And I don't know if I was blocking it or if you guys got to see it, but it exploded on that thing. But I didn't get it. And then I've had half a dozen other short strikes, maybe more than that. That little one I hooked up and came off. But then this evening, low light, that topwater flurry came back on. I never got a fish. Shouldn't say bit. I did get bit. I never landed a fish on a walking bait today. Sometimes you can go down the outside. Oh, this bass just exploded on bait. Sometimes you can go right down the outside edge of the grass mats. Those fish will come to the face. You can smash them on that walking bait. Or you can fish it in open water on points, things like that. But today I was fishing all around that grass. Maybe I can catch one more before this is wrapped up, but I wanted to make sure I explained that to you. One other thing. I throw the giant frogs and all my standard frogs on the X-Pride 7.3 extra heavy. That is my main frog rod. Tim and I have been throwing that rod for years. 7.3 extra heavy. I love that rod. But the Kiara is such a light little frog. It's just a little different. That extra heavy is just a little too much. I lose accuracy. I can't put it back in the same place when I want to. It just wanders in the air because the tip of that rod is so stiff. So I found that going to the 7.2 heavy for the Kiara has made all the difference. That might help you guys too. If you're frustrated with little frogs, you feel like they're harder to throw, harder to walk, going down a power in that rod made a big difference for me. All right, let's see if I can get one more. If not, we'll call it a night. Missed him on the walking bait. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. The light's gotten just low enough that the topwater bite has just come to an end. There's no natural blow-ups. I'm not getting bit anymore. It is done. But check out this East Tennessee sunset. How is this for the way to end the evening? Just awesome. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.